keep it very, very simple. This is the simplest diet in the world. You know exactly what you can eat, what you cannot eat. You don't have to eat at any certain times. You don't have any certain portion controls, any calorie counting. You eat until you're satiated. And so it works very, very well for people because you tailor it to your own experience and to your own needs. Other than that, I think the biggest tip is that once you have it in your head, strike while the iron's hot, do it, start it, and get on it. If you can, just sort of get rid of everything else out of your house, just toss it out, throw it away, and just start fresh, just buy meat. It's like if you were going to quit smoking, but you're going to keep a closet full of cigarettes. Well, why is that? Well, because you're assuming that you're going to fail. You're assuming that you're going to want to come back to it, and you're going to want those once you do. So really commit to it. Strike while the iron's hot. Next month, maybe. 95% of people won't do that. So if you have it in your head and this is something you want to do, just do it. I've been quite upset that I haven't been doing this my entire life and haven't actually developed and grown the way I would have had I been carnivore since birth or before birth if my mother was doing carnivore. As soon as I got back onto a carnivore diet and I felt so amazing, I looked back at my life and realized how I felt pretty awful my whole life. Why people experience more inflammation and more problems when they reintroduce these sorts of things. Your body's going to start resisting this and it's going to fight against this. So you lose these tolerances, and then all of a sudden you reintroduce this, and all of a sudden you're hit with the full brunt of this. And you can actually see what this thing's doing to your body. Mm-hmm. And you also have the contrast because you've now eliminated all these poisons out of your body and you feel just absolutely fantastic, amazing. And then all of a sudden it chunks you down to here. You came off it and you actually felt like garbage. That was reaffirming for you as well. Because I don't like feeling like that. And so, I think that can be very helpful. And I don't think it's a failure by any stretch of the imagination to come off of it. You can just use that as a learning tool and just focus on it. And I always ask people, like, how did you feel? And when you came off, it was fine. Everything was this. It's like, okay, so you had the same energy. You weren't sore. Well, actually, you know what? I actually was a bit sore after the gym, and I actually did kind of have energy levels. And then they noticed the differences, and they noticed that they're not feeling as good as they were. And I think that can be very beneficial to reaffirm this. And I paid attention, and all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, I was just like, my nose was a bit stuffy and itchy, and my asthma was acting up a little bit. And I was just like, okay, I don't like that. I've tried that, and it made me feel bad, and I don't like it. And so I don't want to do it. So I think that's a very important piece of information for people. Plants are trying to kill you. So I was like, right, screw plants. Plants use chemical deterrents to protect themselves, which is a very normal thing. We were looking at it from a cancer perspective, and finding out that things like Brussels sprouts had 136 known human carcinogens in them, and mushrooms had over 100, and spinach, kale, lettuce, celery, cabbage, cucumber, broccoli, whatever, you name it. Yeah. They all had dozens of carcinogens in them. Whether or not you get cancer, this is causing problems the whole time. For it to cause cancer 20 years down the line, it is causing problems every single day before that. I think one of the main ones is that when people still are using a lot of sort of non-carnivore things, like especially artificial sweeteners, that really does slow down people's results. And so they'll, a lot of people say that, I'm not really having the great results. I feel good. I'm reversing issues, but I'm not really losing the weight or similar. And then you dig in a bit, and you find out that they're still using stevia or monk fruit or having energy drinks or different things like that. Mm. And so just to reiterate that those things really do make a big difference. At the end of the day, it's sugar. And sugar is bad for you. Fructose is fructose is fructose is fructose. It doesn't matter where it's from. It is the chemical. If you mix some vitamin C in with some cocaine and do that, it doesn't make it good for you. Mm-hmm. It's maybe better than not having it with the vitamin C, but there's still cocaine in there. It's still bad for you. It's still going to have that effect. Mm-hmm. And that's the same with fructose. So, there's something in honey that is beneficial, but the fructose certainly isn't that. Fructose is addictive. It is actually an addictive drug. It gives it a dopamine response to the addiction centers of your brain, just like cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamines. Right. And so, when you start eating this, you will want more. You will crave more. And you even see these people that are advocating fruit and honey. It started out as a little bit, and then it was a little more, and a little more, and now they're saying, 200 to 400 grams a day is actually really good, and they feel better on it. Yeah, well, of course you feel good on it because it's a drug. Drugs make you feel good right now, but they have long-term ramifications.